This is Chris from Chris and Cars, and today we are going to talk a little bit about acceleration in a Kia Niro plug-in hybrid. But first, I would like to thank all of you guys and girls who support my channel by subscribing and liking the videos. It means a lot. Oh, I have a working phone. That's going crazy. That means a lot to me, and I really enjoy all the questions I get about the car, and I will try to address the questions I get as fast as possible. But Christmas is coming, and I'm really busy in my private life, so I'm not able to make all the videos I would like. But rest assured, I will address your questions as soon as I can. But some of the concerns or questions about the car has been about acceleration, and you can't really see it, but it's really crappy weather outside now. The roads are wet from some rain, snowish thing coming from the sky, but that doesn't matter a lot actually. I have winter tires on the car because I live in Denmark, and we use winter tires in the winter time for better grip and performance. So I will try to film a little bit record a little bit from driving in town, because in EV mode, because some has asked about that. Does the Niro have problems following the traffic in EV mode? And rest assured, it doesn't have any problem. But I will demonstrate a little bit, and then I'm using the motorway on my way home, and I will try to make a 0 to 60 test in the sports mode to show the best performance in the car. But before you see all that, I can tell that I have no problem with acceleration or performance at any time. The car is quick enough for whatever it needs to do, even if it's not a Tesla or something like that. It's quick enough for normal driving. So rest assured, unless you want a performance car, this will be sufficient for your needs. But let's get driving a little bit, and then you can see how it performs in EV mode in a city environment. Okay, so now we are rolling, and you can probably hear the engine a little bit. That's because since I'm recording, I need to get the fog out of the windows. That's actually it's not a problem, but when it's so moist outside, I get a lot of fog inside when I drive around in EV mode. I do have a front window defog system, but if I don't want to switch on and off all the time, it will start the engine to produce heat, and that is of course a little bit of a problem, or I don't know, a downside of the fact that there is no electrical heat pump in the car. Kia has not made that properly to save cost and to maximize EV range, because if I needed electricity to heat up the car, well, then that would cost on the range. So, well, there's no perfect answer to that solution. Heat pump, lesser EV range, but then you wouldn't have to start the engine to produce heat. And no heat pump, that means you use the engine to make the heat. Normally I'm not using the heat when I drive around in time for short trips. I just use a seat warmer and a steering wheel warmer if it's cold, and it is cold today. It's 3 degrees Celsius, around I don't think 35 Fahrenheit, I think. But we are rolling in the traffic here in Odense, and it's always a little bit heavy. There are some road construction here, so a lot of traffic. But let's see how it performs. Normally when I drive 95% of the time I'm using the cruise control, and that is really careful in acceleration. It really is economic in the way it accelerates, meaning I have there is a meter that shows how many percent you drive economically, how many percent you drive normal, and how many percent you drive aggressive. And I think I'm on 85 economically and 15% normal, no aggressive at all. But I have no problems following the car in front of me in EV mode, and only when you go above 50-60 kilometers, that's 30-35 miles, then you can feel that the EV motor is having problem with keeping the performance. But because of the torque at the lower speeds up to 30 miles, it's really good, and no problems following the normal traffic. Let's turn off the heat, and oh yeah, the silence. I really love the silence from the EV car. I think we can keep it like that until I get to the motorway. I'm always driving on the motorway. I always drive in hybrid mode, so the engine will be running anyway, and then it's no problem making heat for the cabin. But let's see when the light goes to green, if we can test it out a little bit. Hopefully you can live with the angle. I don't have a direct view to the speedometer, but it's rather fast. Another thing I would like to talk about while we're driving here anyway is the gear. The gear box. It's a dual clutch, 6-speed dual clutch transmission, and I have seen a lot of and read a lot of reviews about the normal Niro hybrid and the Hyundai Ioniq. Okay, now we can floor it. I have to be careful when I floor it, because if I get into the power mode, then the ICE engine starts. Well, people have been saying, not complaining, but saying the transmission, the dual clutch is not really good. But I must say I'm really impressed about the gear changes in this car. When you go in EV mode in town, you don't feel the gear shift at all. I can't feel it. It changed so smooth. It's really impressive. I had in my old car, it was an Audi. I had the DSG, the Volkswagen the dual clutch system, and it was way worse. In that you could really feel it changing gears. In this car, well, I feel it's like one gear. That's really impressive. If you floor it and use combustion engine, then you can sometimes feel it a little bit, but it's really a smooth gear change, gear shifts in the car. I hope that this little trip gives you guys a feeling about how it copes with city driving in electric mode when we're talking about acceleration, because yeah, it's really smooth. It's really a pleasure, great pleasure to drive this car in town, and it's really fast from the starting line if you need it to be that. And the adaptive cruise control works perfectly. I will in another video talk a bit more about the adaptive cruise control, because you have some settings you can change. Not just the distance you keep to the car in front of you, but also on how fast the adaptive cruise control reacts. But I would like to test it out a bit more before I say something about it. But there is a possibility to change the setting in the reaction time for the adaptive cruise control, which I find is really nice. We're almost at the motorway, so I will keep on recording until we get there. Maybe with a little bit of luck, I can make some kind of acceleration there. At least show some middle acceleration, because we will not be we will not go from a standstill, of course. This is a really heavy traffic area, so yeah. And now the cruise control turns off. That's a pity, I think. Why has Kia not made the cruise control go all the way down to 0, so you didn't have to reactivate it when you have to get moving after a stop? I don't get that. It must be a software thing, because in the Hyundai Electric, Ioniq Electric, that has the same system like the Kia, it works actually. It has a start-stop adaptive cruise control. So I don't understand why, as soon as you put a combustion engine, why do you have to do work yourself? I don't get that, Kia. Maybe in the future they could update that. That would be really, really nice, because it must be some software thing. Especially since I'm just moving in EV mode anyway, so it's the same. I've heard rumors that this car is coming in an all-electric version. There was a guy on my channel who said that in Sweden they expect it to be next year, late next year, which is rather nice, and it will have more than one battery pack, so it should have a better range than the Hyundai Ioniq have at the moment. But let's see. The problem for both Kia and Hyundai is the battery delivery of batteries. Now we go to the motorway, and I'm going over in hybrid mode now. We're going 60, 70 kilometers, and now I can floor it a little bit. So you get this is normal mode, not sports mode. And it's rather good, I think. It's a fine acceleration. Enough for me anyway, and I think enough for most people in most situations. But I will have to do a little driving before I get to the place where I want to make a 0 to 60 acceleration test in sport mode. So I will be back then. Okay, this is take 2. Acceleration 0 to 60 in sports mode, take 2, because it failed completely yesterday when I did the video, and you can see it at the end of this video. But I hope that I'm ready today. Let's try to see how fast it goes. 0 to 60. 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah! And now we are out on the motorway, and I will be heading home, and I'll see you back there then. Well, I'm back home, and hopefully today's recording of the 0 to 60 went a little bit better than yesterday. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I hope you find the video informative, and maybe it answers some of your questions. Feel free, as always, to comment, like, and subscribe. And then just have a nice day. I try to make one more video before Christmas, but if it fails for some reason, Merry Christmas to all of you. And now let's see how it went yesterday at my 0 to 60 attempt. Bye bye. Okay, let's test this 0 to 60 thing out. I will place it in sports mode, and let's see how it goes. I will try to make another recording by my phone, so I can put that into the movie. And I have a straight line now, so it should be good. We are good to go. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, wait. Okay, floor it.